I graduated high school early at age 16 and found myself down in Austin, Texas, entering the University of Texas with a part-time job in the mailing room of the Railroad Commission. And in the first semester, there was nothing but girls down in Austin. Everybody else was going to war. So mid first semester, I suppose, three of us said, I've had enough of it, so that we all hitchhiked home. And finally, I got my parents to sign for me to go in the Navy. And I did go into the Navy on February the 6th, 1943. And I was sent almost immediately to boot camp in San Diego, where we went through training there. We did get our general classifications test during that particular time, and in the testing I had asked for aviation and our radio, so I was lucky enough to get sent to Millington, Tennessee, which is NATTC, Millington, for technical training on aviation radioman. We stayed there for quite a long time and had a basic familiarization of radio radar and got to learn code quite well, both sending and receiving. Following that, we were sent to Hollywood, Florida for gunnery school. Hollywood is just north of Miami, about 11 or 12 miles, and it is located right on the eastern bank of the Okefenokee Swamp. So our range firing our cannons, our machine guns and everything was right out over the Okefenokee. We stayed there for quite some long time, and then again in about November of 1943, we moved to Jacksonville, Florida for training in PBYs. These were the PBYs without retractable gear, so we had also beaching duty to do. We flew off of the St. Johns River and flew sometimes down to the Bermuda area, Bahamas, I'm sorry, and then sometimes Lake George down in mid-Florida. But we did get to land the PBY because our two pilots were Ensign Bedard and Lieutenant J.G. Blevins. And Blevins was had been a enlisted person prior to going to flight school. So he wanted all of the people aboard to learn how to land that thing in case they were taken out. So he'd put us all in the right seat, and he'd handle the throttle, and he'd just tell us to hold it off, hold it off, hold it off. And then when you hear a little skit, chit, 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 then it just lets settle down. So PBY was the first aircraft I ever landed. I had already flown in one TBF at Yellowwater, Florida. We'd gone up there to hitch a ride. That was my first airplane I'd ever flown in. So, following operational training in PBYs, we did do all gunnery, air-to-air gunnery in the PBYs also, and some air-to-ground. And mostly air-to-air was on tow targets flown by F-6Fs and our SNJs. Excuse me. From there, we came home for a short week stay. Then we were sent on out to San Francisco for Treasure Island, where we were awaiting orders for overseas. We shipped out on the USS Mintaka, AK-94, which was an old, it was actually a troop ship.